I thought I understood cause and effect. You do good work, good things happen. You keep your head down, trouble passes you by. You borrow a stranger's pen at an airport gate. You say thank you. You both move on with your separate lives. I was wrong about all of it. Gate 47 3 months ago. My flight to Chicago delayed for the third time, and I'm standing there with my boarding pass printed but unsigned because the TSA agent was having a bad day and decided to make it mine. I'm tired, bone tired. The kind that comes from 2 days of listening to other social workers talk about trauma-informed care while we all pretend the system isn't broken beyond repair. My coffee's gone cold. My phone's at 6%, and I need a pen. He's sitting 3 seats down from the charging station. Black suit that probably costs more than I make in a month. Silver cufflinks catching the fluorescent airport light like little declarations of wealth. Reading the Wall Street Journal like the rest of us don't exist. Dark hair, sharp jaw, a scar running from his ear to his chin that should make him look dangerous, but somehow just makes him look real. His hands are steady on the newspaper. Strong hands, careful hands. Excuse me, I say. Do you have a pen I could borrow? He doesn't look up immediately. Finishes whatever sentence he's reading first. When his eyes finally meet mine, they're so dark they're almost black. And there's something in them that makes me feel like he's reading me the way he was reading that newspaper. Cover to cover, every word. You will feel so many emotions in this mysterious love story I'm about to tell. Please support us by clicking subscribe to the channel. He reaches into his jacket, pulls out a pen that's heavier than it should be, black with gold trim, a Mont Blanc. I know because my father had one before he left, before everything fell apart. Thank you, I say, and my voice sounds smaller than I want it to. He nods, doesn't smile, goes back to his paper. I sign my boarding pass. Try to give the pen back. He waves it off without looking. Keep it. I can't keep your pen. This thing probably costs. I have others. His voice is low, certain, the kind of voice that doesn't expect to be questioned. I set the pen on the seat next to him anyway and walk away, because I was raised not to accept expensive things from strangers, and because something about him makes my pulse do things I don't want to examine. I didn't know his name was Vincent Moretti. Didn't know the scar came from a rival family when he was 19. Didn't know he ran half the underground economy in New England. Didn't know that in his world, every favor has a price and every debt gets collected. I just needed a pen. 3 months pass. I forget about Gate 47. Forget about dark eyes and expensive suits and the strange weight of being seen by someone who looked at me like I was a puzzle worth solving. Then came last Tuesday. I'm working late at the community center in Dorchester. Just me and the fluorescent lights and the grant application that's due tomorrow. My ancient Honda won't start. Of course it won't. The parking garage is empty except for shadows and the smell of oil and something else. Something wrong that makes the hair on my neck stand up. 2 men emerge from between the concrete pillars. Professional. That's the word that comes to mind. Not random muggers looking for a purse. These are men in dark coats who move like they've done this before. Emma Reese, the first one says. Not a question. My hand's on my phone. Dead battery. Because of course. Your brother Danny has a problem with debt, the second one says. His accent's Eastern European. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. We're here to discuss payment options. Everything in me goes cold. Danny. My baby brother who's 24 but still needs me to be his mother because ours couldn't stay sober long enough to raise him. Danny who promised me he was done gambling. Done with the late-night poker games and the friends who weren't friends. He's paying it back, I say, my voice steadier than my hands. Whatever he owes, he's good for it. We're not convinced, the first one says, so we're taking insurance. You understand insurance? I understand that I'm alone in a parking garage with 2 men who know my name and my brother's mistakes. I understand that screaming won't help because no one's here to hear it. I understand that I've spent my whole career helping other people stay safe and I never learned how to save myself. Then headlights cut through the dark like a knife. A black Mercedes pulls up. Not fast. Controlled. Predatory. The door opens and he steps out. And it takes me 3 full seconds to recognize him. The man from the airport. The pen. The Wall Street Journal. Vincent Moretti. The 2 men see him and everything about their body language changes. The first one actually steps back. The second one's hand moves inside his coat but stops, frozen. Vincent doesn't rush. Walks toward us like he has all the time in the world. His suit's different but just as expensive. His scar catches the parking garage light. Gentlemen, he says. His voice is calm, almost pleasant. You're in the wrong place. This doesn't concern you, Moretti, the first one says, but his voice has lost its certainty. I disagree. 2 words. That's all it takes. The men look at each other, some silent calculation happening behind their eyes. Then they're walking away, not running, but moving fast enough that I know they're not coming back tonight. Vincent turns to me. Those dark eyes again, seeing everything. Get in the car. I don't... Emma, get in the car. He knows my name. Of course he knows my name. I should ask questions, should demand answers, should do anything except what I'm doing, which is walking toward that Mercedes because survival overrides pride. The interior smells like leather and something expensive I can't name. He doesn't speak as he drives, doesn't explain. His hands on the wheel are steady. The same hands that held the newspaper, that gave me the pen. We pull up outside my apartment building in Roxbury. The street's quiet, normal, like nothing just happened. I reach for the door handle. His voice stops me. You borrowed something of mine once. I turn. He's looking straight ahead through the windshield. I'm simply returning the favor, he says. That was just a pen, I say. There's no such thing as just anything, not in my world. He finally looks at me. There's something in his expression I can't read, something that might be regret or might be resignation. Those men won't be back tonight, but they're not the real problem. What's the real problem? He reaches into his jacket, pulls out a phone. New, sleek, black like everything else about him. He hands it to me. The real problem is that your brother borrowed from people who don't forget, who use family members as messages, as leverage. The real problem is that you're visible now. And in my world, visible means vulnerable. I'm holding the phone like it might burn me. I don't want your help. I know, but you need it. And I pay my debts. I gave you back your pen. The corner of his mouth moves, not quite a smile. You tried to... I've been watching you for 3 months, Emma, making sure you stayed safe. Tonight, they forced my hand. The words sit between us like something alive. Watching me. For 3 months. Why? Because you're the only person in 2 years who tried to give something back. He opens his door, steps out, walks around to open mine. Keep the phone on you. It has 1 number programmed. Use it if anything feels wrong. And if I don't want to? He's quiet for a moment. Then he speaks, and his voice is softer than before. Sadder. Then I'll watch you from further away. But I'll still watch. Those are the rules now. I get out. Stand on the sidewalk. He's already back in the driver's seat. What do I call you? I ask. Vincent. Vincent what? He looks at me through the open window. Really looks at me. Just Vincent. For now. The Mercedes pulls away. I'm standing there with a phone that weighs nothing and means everything. And I realize that 3 months ago at Gate 47, I didn't borrow a pen. I signed something I didn't know I was signing. A contract written in favors and debts, and the strange currency of being seen by someone who makes people disappear with 2 words. I go inside. Lock 3 deadbolts. Sit on my couch in the dark. The phone buzzes. 1 message. From the only number programmed. From now on, no one touches you. I should throw the phone away, should call the police, should do anything except what I'm doing, which is holding it like a lifeline. Because somewhere between the parking garage and my apartment, I stopped pretending I could handle this alone. Outside my window, I see the black Mercedes, still there, watching. The phone buzzes again. Sleep, Emma. I'll be here when you wake up. And God help me, I do. I don't sleep. Not really. I lie there in the dark with Vincent's phone on my nightstand, its presence heavier than its weight, watching the ceiling fan turn slow circles while my mind runs through every terrible possibility. The Mercedes is still outside. I checked 3 times. Each time, the shadow of a man behind the wheel, still as stone, patient as death. At 6 in the morning, my real phone rings. Danny. My stomach drops before I even answer. Em? His voice is shaking. Emma, they came here. I'm already sitting up, already reaching for yesterday's jeans. Who came where? Are you hurt? My apartment. These guys, they fuck. Emma, They carved something into my door. Said to tell you they're watching. That what happened last night was just a warning. What happened last night? What the fuck is going on? My hands are trembling. Danny's scared. Danny, who's been in bar fights and jail cells and every bad situation a 24-year-old can find, is actually scared. How much do you owe them? Silence. The kind that confirms everything. Danny, how much? $32,000. The number sits in my chest like a stone. $32,000. More than I make in a year doing work that actually matters. And my brother gambled it away to people who carve messages into doors. Stay inside, I tell him. Don't answer the door. I'll figure this out. I hang up. Stare at Vincent's phone. Black and sleek and full of implications I'm not ready to examine. One number programmed. I imagine him in that Mercedes, waiting for this exact moment, knowing it would come because men like him understand cause and effect better than I ever will. I press call. He answers on the first ring. No greeting. Just that low voice, rougher now, like maybe he didn't sleep either. What do you need? Not hello, not good morning, just an assumption that I'm calling because I need something. Because in his world, that's the only reason anyone calls. They went to my brother's apartment. I know, Marco's already there. Your brother's safe. Who's Marco? Someone who works for me. He's outside Danny's building now. No one's getting in. I should feel grateful. Instead, I feel trapped. Like invisible walls are going up around my life. Protective but suffocating. I didn't ask you to do that. You didn't have to. I need to think. I can't just... Emma. His voice cuts through my spiral. Clean and sharp. Get dressed. I'm outside. We need to talk. I have work. Call in sick. I don't call in sick. I have kids depending on me. I have a staff meeting at 9 and Jamal has his check-in at 10 and... Emma. The way he says my name makes everything stop. This conversation doesn't happen over the phone. 5 minutes. He hangs up. I'm standing in my bedroom in yesterday's clothes, holding a phone that feels like a leash. And somewhere in the last 12 hours, I lost control of my own life. I get dressed. Coffee. No time for breakfast. I catch my reflection in the bathroom mirror and barely recognize myself. There are shadows under my eyes that weren't there yesterday. A tightness around my mouth that looks like my mother's face before she started using. The Mercedes is still outside. Vincent's leaning against it now, drinking coffee from a paper cup, wearing different clothes but the same expensive certainty. When he sees me, he opens the back door, not the front, the back. Like I'm cargo being transported. I can sit up front, I say. Humor me. I get in the back because arguing feels exhausting and I'm already so tired. He slides in beside me instead of driving. The space between us is maybe 6 inches. I can smell his cologne, something dark and woodsy that probably has a French name I can't pronounce. Marco, I assume it's Marco, starts driving without being told where to go. Where are we going? I ask. Somewhere we can talk without your neighbors watching. My neighbors are nice people. Your neighbors are witnesses. In my world, witnesses are liabilities. He hands me a coffee. I didn't ask for coffee. Somehow it's exactly how I take it. Light cream, no sugar. How did you... I've been watching you for 3 months, remember? I know you take your coffee light. I know you work late every Tuesday because that's grant writing day. I know you visit your brother every Sunday morning and bring him breakfast from Mike's Diner even though he's never once been ready on time. The coffee's warm in my hands, but I feel cold. That's not protection. That's stalking. It's both. His voice is matter of fact. No apology in it. Your brother took money from the Volkov family. Dmitry Volkov specifically. They're Russian bratva. They don't negotiate. They don't forgive. They use family members as leverage, as messages, as object lessons for other people who might think about not paying. You keep saying that. Messages. Like I'm a fucking telegram. You're not a person to them. You're a tool. He finally looks at me. Really looks at me. His eyes are tired too. But you're a person to me. And I don't let people I care about get used. You don't know me. A pen and 3 months of stalking doesn't mean you care about me. You're right. I don't know you. But I know what they'll do if I don't intervene. I've seen it. Trust me when I say you don't want to become that kind of lesson. We pull up outside a cafe in the North End. the kind with actual tablecloths and espresso that costs more than a meal. Vincent leads me to a corner table, private, away from windows. Marco positions himself near the door, casual but alert. Vincent orders in Italian. The server treats him like royalty, or like someone you don't refuse. I paid off $15,000 of Danny's debt this morning, Vincent says when we're alone. Arranged a payment plan for the rest. Put him in a job at one of my construction companies. Union wages, benefits, random drug testing to keep him honest. I should thank him. Should feel nothing but gratitude. Instead, I feel fury rising in my chest like floodwater. You had no right. I had every right. You borrowed my pen. In my world, that created an obligation. I'm fulfilling it. I tried to give the pen back, but I didn't take it, which means the obligation remained. His fingers drum once on the table. Stop pretending this is about pens, Emma. This is about your brother owing money to people who traffic in fear and violence. This is about you being visible to them now. This is about the fact that you work with children in a neighborhood they consider their territory, which makes you both vulnerable and potentially useful. Useful how? They could use your center for money laundering, for recruitment, for any number of things you'd never allow but they'd make you allow. The coffee arrives. He takes a sip, watching me over the rim. Or they could just hurt you to hurt Danny, to send a message to other debtors. Take your pick. My hands are shaking. I press them flat on the table. What do you want from me? It's the question I've been avoiding, the one that matters most. Because men like Vincent Moretti don't help people out of kindness. Don't pay $15,000 for strangers. Don't watch and wait and protect without wanting something in return. He's quiet for a long moment. Then he leans forward, elbows on the table, and his voice drops lower. I want you to stay alive. I want your brother to get clean and stay clean. I want the Volkovs to understand that you're untouchable. That's what I want. Why? Because 2 years ago, I watched a woman get beaten to death in an alley because her husband owed money he couldn't pay. I watched it happen and I did nothing because she wasn't my problem, and I'd learned a long time ago not to make other people's problems mine. He stops, breathes, his jaw is tight. You tried to give my pen back. Such a small thing. But it meant you didn't want to take something that wasn't yours. It meant you had boundaries even with strangers. It meant you were different. And I'm tired of watching different people get destroyed by this world. The words hang between us, raw and unexpected. For the first time since Gate 47, I see past the expensive suit and the scar and the reputation. I see someone tired, someone carrying weight he never asked for. I don't want to be someone's redemption project, I say quietly. Good. Because that's not what this is. This is me paying a debt. And in my world, debts get paid in full. His phone buzzes. He glances at it. His expression hardens. We need to go. Now. What's wrong? He stands, throws cash on the table without counting it. Takes my arm, not roughly but urgently. Someone just sent a message to your apartment. We're in the Mercedes before I can ask more questions. Marco drives faster now. My neighborhood appears through the window. Familiar streets suddenly sinister. There's a police car outside my building. Yellow tape. My landlord on the steps, talking to an officer, gesturing wildly. Vincent's phone is in his hand. He's texting rapid fire with one thumb, his face carved from stone. Stay in the car, he says. That's my home. Emma. His voice is harder now, commanding. Stay in the car. He gets out, walks toward my landlord. They talk. The officer looks skeptical until Vincent says something I can't hear. Shows him something on his phone. The officer's expression changes. He nods. Looks at me through the Mercedes window like I'm a problem he's relieved someone else is handling. Vincent comes back, gets in, doesn't look at me. Marco, take us to the Seaport property. What happened? I ask. What message? He finally turns. His eyes are black glass. Someone broke into your apartment, went through your things, left a photo on your bed. He pulls out his phone, shows me. It's a picture of me at the airport 3 months ago, borrowing the pen, smiling, young and naive and completely unaware. On the back, written in what looks like marker, are words in a language I don't recognize. What does it say? Vincent's voice is flat, empty of emotion, which somehow makes it worse. It says, "You were chosen as a message," signed by Dmitry Volkov himself. The world tilts. I'm not just collateral damage anymore. I'm not just Danny's sister or an unfortunate bystander. I'm a deliberate target, a message someone decided to write in my life. I need to go back, I whisper. My things, my files, the kids' records, are already being moved by my people. Everything important will be at the new location by tonight. What new location? He looks at me with something that might be pity or might be regret. You can't go home, Emma. Not until this is resolved. I have a place, secure, comfortable. You'll be safe there. For how long? As long as it takes. I'm supposed to argue. Supposed to fight for my independence and my right to my own life. But all I can think about is someone in my bedroom, touching my things, leaving that photo, knowing exactly where I sleep, where I'm vulnerable. Okay, I hear myself say. Okay. Vincent nods once, types something on his phone. His jaw is still tight, still holding whatever he's really feeling behind a wall I can't breach. We drive toward the waterfront. The buildings get taller, newer, more expensive. We pull up to a building that's all glass and steel and money. Marco parks in the private garage. We take an elevator that requires a key. We rise and rise and rise. The doors open directly into a loft. Floor-to-ceiling windows showing the entire harbor. Leather furniture. Art on the walls that's probably worth more than my car. Space. So much space it makes my studio apartment feel like a closet. This is yours, I ask. One of mine. I don't use it much. Too visible. But it's the most secure property I own. His hand gestures toward the windows. Bulletproof glass, biometric locks, private security. Nothing gets in that I don't allow in. I walk to the windows. The city spreads out below like a promise or a threat. I can see my neighborhood from here. Tiny and far away. Like my old life is already something I'm watching from a distance. I have to call work, I say. Have to tell them. What do I tell them? Tell them you have a family emergency. That you'll be gone a week. I'll have my lawyer send documentation if they need it. A week? Maybe less. Maybe more. Depends on how quickly we can negotiate with the Volkovs. He's standing behind me now. Close but not touching. His reflection in the window is almost as real as the man himself. You didn't think I'd leave you to handle this alone? I don't even know what this is. This is a war that started before you borrowed my pen. You just got caught in the crossfire. His voice is quieter now, almost gentle. But I'm going to get you out. That's a promise. I turn to face him. We're too close. I can see the scar up close now. The way it cuts through his jawline like someone tried to erase part of him and failed. Why do I feel like your promises cost more than I can afford? Something flashes across his face. Pain, maybe, or recognition. Because they do. But I'll be the one paying the price, not you. His phone buzzes. He looks at it. His whole body tenses. What? I ask. He shows me the screen. It's a photo. My apartment building. My window. And taped to the glass on the outside, where only someone with a very long ladder or a very specific purpose would put it, is an envelope. Vincent's already calling someone, barking orders in Italian. When he hangs up, his voice is careful, controlled. Marco's retrieving it now. But Emma, you need to prepare yourself. For what? For the possibility that this isn't about your brother anymore. He looks at me, really looks at me. His eyes are endless and tired and something else I can't name. I think this is about you, specifically you. And I need to know, is there anyone from your past who might want to hurt you? Anyone who'd use the Volkovs as a proxy? The question lands like a fist. Because there is someone. Someone I haven't said that name out loud in 6 years. Someone I thought was gone. Locked away. Finished. Emma? Vincent's voice cuts through my spiral. Who? But I can't say it. Not yet. Because saying it makes it real. Makes the past crawl back into the present. Makes everything worse. My phone, my real phone, buzzes. Unknown number. I answer without thinking. The voice on the other end is familiar. Soft. Poisonous. The voice from every nightmare I've had for 6 years. Hello, Emma. Did you miss me? Marcus. The phone drops from my hand. Vincent catches it, listens. His face goes completely blank. Then he speaks, and his voice is death itself. This line is being traced. Every word you say is being recorded. If you contact her again, Marcus laughs. That same laugh I remember, light and cruel. Tell Emma I've been thinking about our unfinished business. Tell her I have friends now. Important friends who help me with projects. Tell her I know where she works, where her kids work, where everyone she loves feels safe. The line goes dead. Vincent's already moving. Phone calls, orders, his whole operation mobilizing. But I'm frozen, standing in this beautiful prison looking out at a city that suddenly feels too small to hide in. Because Marcus is out. Marcus found me, and Marcus never forgets. Vincent's hand on my shoulder brings me back. Who is Marcus? I open my mouth. Close it. Try again. My ex-boyfriend. I haven't seen him in 6 years. He was supposed to be in prison. Vincent finishes. His voice is flat. For assault. He shows me his phone, already pulled the records. Marcus Delane, released 8 months ago on good behavior. And he's been busy since then. Building connections. The Volkovs helped him. This whole thing, your brother's debt, the threats, the timing, it wasn't random. The truth crashes down. Danny's gambling was just the door, the way in. Marcus orchestrated this entire thing to draw me out, to make me vulnerable, to finish what he started 6 years ago when he put me in the hospital, and I finally found the courage to press charges. He wants me to know it's him, I whisper. Wants me afraid. Then we don't give him what he wants. Vincent's voice is steel wrapped in silk. You're not alone this time, Emma. And I promise you, he won't touch you again. But the promise feels hollow because I know Marcus. Know how patient he is, how methodical, how he always finishes what he starts. That night, I stand at the windows watching the city lights blur through tears I won't let fall. Vincent's somewhere behind me, giving me space but staying close. And I know, with a certainty that feels like drowning, that borrowing a pen 3 months ago wasn't random chance. It was Marcus's plan all along. I don't sleep that first night in Vincent's loft. How could I? Every sound is a threat. Every shadow holds Marcus's face. I sit curled in the leather chair by the window, watching the harbor lights fracture and reassemble on the dark water, thinking about how quickly a life can become unrecognizable. Vincent doesn't push, doesn't ask questions I'm not ready to answer. Around 3 in the morning, he appears with tea, not coffee, tea, in a ceramic mug that feels handmade, imperfect, human. He sets it on the side table and sits in the chair across from me, far enough to give me space, close enough that I'm not alone. You don't have to talk about him, Vincent says quietly. Not yet. But you need to know. If he's the reason for all this, I already know enough. Vincent's voice is flat, matter of fact. Marcus Delane, 29, convicted of aggravated assault 6 years ago after putting his girlfriend in the hospital. Served 4 years of a 7-year sentence. Released early for good behavior, which is a joke because men like him are always good at performing reform. He looks at me. His eyes are darker in the low light. Endless. You were 22, working at a youth shelter in Cambridge. He was a grad student at MIT, psychology, which is its own kind of irony. My hands tighten around the mug. The heat burns, but I don't let go. You looked me up too. I look everyone up. It's how I stay alive. So you know, about the trial, about what he did. Vincent leans forward, elbows on his knees. His suit jacket is gone now. Sleeves rolled up. I can see a tattoo on his left forearm. Roman numerals I can't quite read in the dim light. I know what the court records say. I know you testified for 6 hours. I know he got a lighter sentence than he deserved because his family had money and good lawyers, and you were just a social worker with no connections. His jaw tightens. But I don't know your version, and that's the only one that matters. Something in my chest cracks open. Just a little. Just enough to let some of the poison out. He was brilliant. That's what everyone said. Charming. Articulate. He studied how people think, how they break, how they can be controlled. And he practiced on me. I take a sip of tea. It tastes like lavender and honey. Like someone actually thought about what might comfort me. For 2 years, he made me doubt everything. my perceptions, my memories, my worth. He'd hurt me and then convince me I'd imagined it, or deserved it, or asked for it. Vincent doesn't move, doesn't interrupt, just listens with an intensity that feels like being held. The night he put me in the hospital, I'd finally told him I was leaving, got my own apartment, changed my locks. But I made the mistake of agreeing to meet him for coffee, to talk. He seemed so reasonable, so sorry. So I let him walk me home, let him into my apartment because I thought, I don't know what I thought, that he'd changed, that I owed him closure, that I could control the situation. My voice breaks. Vincent's hand moves like he might reach for me, then stops. Waits. He beat me unconscious, broke 3 ribs, fractured my jaw, left me there and went back to his dorm. My neighbor heard the noise and called 911. If she hadn't, I stop, breathe. The doctor said another hour and I would have died from internal bleeding. The silence that follows is absolute. Vincent's expression hasn't changed, but something in his stillness has sharpened, become dangerous. I'm going to kill him, he says, not a threat, a statement of fact, like announcing the weather. Vincent, I'm going to kill him, and I'm going to make sure he knows exactly why. That's not negotiable, Emma. That's a promise. I should be horrified. Should tell him no, that killing Marcus makes him just as bad, that violence only breeds more violence. All the things I tell the kids at my center, all the things I believe in theory. But I'm so tired of theory. So tired of men like Marcus walking around free, while women like me learn to live smaller, quieter, more afraid. Tell me the rest, Vincent says. How did he connect with the Volkoffs? I don't know. The restraining order should have been enough. He wasn't supposed to contact me. Wasn't supposed to come within 500 feet. Restraining orders are paper. Vincent's voice is bitter. They only work if people respect them. Men like Marcus don't respect anything but power. He pulls out his phone, types something. When did you last hear from him before today? Never. Not once in 6 years. I hoped, he'd moved on. Found someone else to destroy. He did. Vincent shows me his phone, 3 other women, assault charges, 1 in New Jersey, 1 in Connecticut, 1 in New York, all dropped, all settled quietly. His family's money, buying silence. But you're the one who testified, the one who put him away. Your unfinished business. The weight of it sits on my chest like a stone. I'm not just a victim. I'm a loose end, a woman who said no and made it stick. And men like Marcus can't tolerate that kind of defiance. The Volkoffs, I say. How does he know them? Prison connections, most likely. Dmitry Volkov's nephew was in the same facility. They bonded over shared interests, control, manipulation, breaking things for sport. Vincent's voice is clinical now, professional. When Marcus got out, he had a ready-made network. People who could help him find you, pressure you, make you vulnerable. So Danny's debt was probably engineered. Maybe Marcus even gave Danny the money to lose, made sure he borrowed from the right people. People who'd use family as leverage. Vincent looks at me. Everything about this was designed to isolate you, make you need help, make you visible to dangerous people who could hurt you in ways a restraining order couldn't prevent. I feel sick. Not just afraid. Sick with the realization that every choice I've made for the past 8 months, maybe longer, was part of Marcus's design. That I've been walking through a maze he built while thinking I was free. But he didn't count on you. I say quietly. On someone like you noticing me. Vincent's expression softens. Just slightly. Just enough. No, he didn't count on me owing you a favor. Or on me being too damaged to let another woman get hurt when I could prevent it. He stands. Walks to the window. His reflection is a ghost in the glass. Get some rest, Emma. Tomorrow I need to take you somewhere. Show you something. So you understand what protection really looks like in my world. Where? Somewhere dark. He turns, looks at me with eyes that have seen too much, but necessary. If you're going to be part of this, you need to see all of it. Not just the nice loft and the expensive car. You need to see what I really am. Something in his voice makes me shiver. Not fear exactly. Recognition maybe. That we're both about to cross a line we can't uncross. Okay, I whisper. He nods once. leaves me alone with the harbor lights and my thoughts and the cold certainty that tomorrow will change everything. I must sleep eventually because I wake to gray dawn light and the smell of coffee. Vincent's in the kitchen, actually cooking. Eggs. Toast. Moving with the same precision he brings to everything else. He's wearing jeans, a black t-shirt, no suit. It makes him look younger, more human. The scar on his jaw less like a warning and more like a story I want to know. Eat, he says. We leave in an hour. Where are we going? South Boston. Warehouse District. There's a meeting. You're coming with me. My stomach turns. Is that safe? Nothing about my life is safe, Emma. That's the point. If you're going to survive this, you need to understand the rules. His eyes meet mine. And in my world, the first rule is this. Strength isn't about size or weapons. It's about knowing what people fear and using that knowledge strategically. We drive through the city as it wakes up. Marco at the wheel again. Vincent beside me in the back, going through messages on his phone with quiet efficiency. We cross into Southie. The buildings get older, more industrial. The kind of neighborhood that looks abandoned but isn't, that holds secrets in empty spaces. We pull up to a warehouse with no signs, no markers, just a loading dock and a door that Marco opens with a key. Inside, the space is cavernous. High ceilings, concrete floors, and at the center, under a single hanging light, is a table where 6 men sit waiting. Vincent touches my elbow, leans close, whispers, "Stay beside me. Don't speak unless I tell you to. Watch everything. This is my world. This is what protection costs." We walk forward. The men stand. I recognize 2 of them from news reports. Criminals. Alleged criminals. Men with expensive lawyers and quiet power. They look at Vincent with respect, fear, both. They look at me with curiosity, calculation, like I'm a chess piece whose value hasn't been determined yet. Vincent doesn't introduce me, doesn't explain, just starts talking in a voice I haven't heard before. Cold, authoritative, absolute. They're discussing territory, shipments, money flowing through channels I don't want to understand. One man objects to something. Vincent's response is surgical. 3 sentences that dismantle the objection and leave the man nodding reluctantly. Then the door opens. A woman walks in. Young, maybe 20. Terrified. 2 men flank her. One speaks in Russian. Vincent responds in the same language. I don't understand the words, but I understand the transaction. This woman is being offered as payment, as currency, as something less than human. Vincent looks at her, then at the men holding her, then back at the man who made the offer. No, Vincent says in English, flat, final. She's worth 10,000, the man argues. Clean, no family, no one will look for her. Vincent stands, the temperature in the room drops. I said no. Find another way to pay your debt. This conversation is over. Moretti, you can't... Can I? Vincent's voice is soft now, deadly. You're in my territory, using my shipping routes, under my protection, which means you follow my rules. And my rules say people aren't currency. Take her back wherever you found her. Give her money, give her a choice, or don't come back here. The silence is absolute. The man looks at his companions, some calculation happening behind his eyes. Then he nods, signals to the men holding the woman. They release her. Vincent gestures to Marco, who leads her away. To safety, I hope. To somewhere better than here. The meeting continues, but I'm barely listening. I'm watching Vincent command this room full of dangerous men, watching him wield power not with violence, but with certainty. With moral lines he won't cross even when it would be profitable. When it's over, when the men leave and we're alone in the warehouse, I finally speak. You saved her. I enforced a boundary. That's different. Is it? He looks at me, really looks at me. In my world, Emma, you don't get to be purely good. You make compromises every day. I run illegal operations. I hurt people who threaten what's mine. I break laws I don't agree with and enforce rules that serve my interests. But I don't traffic in human beings. I don't break people for sport. And I don't let monsters like Marcus Delane operate freely when I have the power to stop them. That's not morality. It's just the line I draw so I can sleep at night. Where is she now? The woman. Somewhere safe. with money and documentation and a choice about what happens next. Vincent moves closer. His voice drops. That's what protection looks like in my world. Not always pretty, not always legal, but effective. And that's what you're offering me. Protection. I'm offering you a choice, Emma. You can go back to your life. I'll make sure Marcus can't touch you legally, get the restraining order enforced, put pressure on his family, keep you safe from a distance, or you stay close. Let me handle this my way, which means witnessing things you won't like, being part of a world you've spent your career fighting against. But also means Marcus doesn't just get locked up again, means he faces consequences that actually stop him. I should say no, should choose the legal route, the right way. But I think about the 3 other women, the dropped charges, the family money buying silence, the way the system failed me before and would fail me again. What does your way look like? Vincent's smile is sharp, not kind, predatory. That depends on what we find out. But I promise you this, he won't hurt anyone else. Ever. His phone buzzes. He looks at it. His expression changes. Hardens. What? I ask. He shows me the screen. It's a photo. The community center where I work. The front door. And taped to it is a note. I know where your children play, Emma. I know their names, their schedules, their parents, addresses. Shall we see how far you'll go to protect them? My blood runs cold. This isn't about me anymore. This is about innocent kids. About Jamal with his gap-toothed smile and dreams of becoming a doctor. About Sophia, who just started trusting adults again after years in foster care. About every child who walks through those doors looking for safety. He won't. I whisper. He wouldn't. Vincent's jaw is tight. His hands are fists. He will if we don't stop him first. This is what he does, Emma. Finds what you love and threatens it until you break. He looks at me. And I need you to understand. If we do this my way, if we stop him permanently, you can't unhear or unsee what comes next. You'll be complicit in things that will change you, that you can't come back from. I think about Jamal, about Sophia, about every kid who deserves better than becoming collateral damage in Marcus's war against me. Then change me, I say, because I'm done being the person Marcus thinks I am, the one who's afraid, who runs, who lets monsters operate freely because the alternative is too dark to consider. Vincent nods slowly, something like respect in his eyes, something like sorrow too. All right, then tomorrow we start. Tonight, you rest. Because what comes next requires you to be strong in ways you've never had to be before. We leave the warehouse, drive back through a city that looks different now, less innocent, more honest about what it contains. When we get back to the loft, there's a package waiting. Vincent opens it carefully. Inside is a photo of me sleeping last night, taken from inside the loft. Somehow, impossibly, someone got past all the security, got close enough to photograph me in my most vulnerable moment. On the back, in Marcus's handwriting, "Bulletproof glass can't stop me, Emma. Nothing can. I'm already inside." Vincent's phone is already out, calling someone, barking orders. His security failed. Marcus proved he can reach me anywhere. I stand at the window watching the harbor disappear into darkness. And I realize I'm not in a safe house. I'm in a trap, and Marcus is closing in. The photo of me sleeping sits on Vincent's desk like an accusation. Someone was inside this loft, inside his most secure property, close enough to photograph me while I dreamed, vulnerable and unaware. The thought makes my skin crawl, makes every shadow feel inhabited. Vincent hasn't spoken in 20 minutes, just stands at his desk, phone pressed to his ear, voice low and lethal as he systematically dismantles his security team. Marco's in the corner, pale, looking like a man who knows he failed the one test that mattered. I should be terrified, should be demanding to leave, to run, to find somewhere, anywhere, that Marcus can't reach. But terror has a limit. Push past it and you find something else, something colder, something that looks like rage. How? I finally ask. How did he get in? Vincent ends his call, looks at me with eyes gone flat and dark. Someone on my security detail sold access. Disabled cameras for a 3-minute window last night around 2 a.m. just long enough for Marcus to slip in, take his photo, and leave his message. Who? Dead now, so we can't ask him. Vincent's voice carries no emotion, no regret, just fact. But before he died, he gave us something useful. Marcus is staying at the Langham Hotel, presidential suite, using his family's money to play kingmaker with the Volkovs. The casual mention of death, dead now, should horrify me. A week ago it would have. But I'm not the woman I was a week ago. That woman believed in systems and justice and the fundamental goodness of people. That woman was naive. What happens now? I ask. Vincent walks to the window. Boston spreads below us, unaware and indifferent. His reflection in the glass looks like a ghost of himself. Now we establish rules. His voice is quiet. Careful. Because if you're staying in my world, if we're doing this together, we need boundaries. Clear ones. So neither of us gets destroyed by what comes next. What kind of rules? He turns, faces me directly. The distance between us feels both too much and not enough. I have 3 rules for you, Emma. First, you don't hide from me. Not your fear, not your past, not your pain. I can't protect what I don't understand. Second, you don't lie to me. Not even small lies, not even kind ones. In my world, lies get people killed. Third, you don't disappear. You don't run. You don't make decisions that affect your safety without telling me first. His jaw tightens. Marcus is using your independence against you. Your belief that you should handle things alone. I need you to trust that we're stronger together than you are alone. The rules sit between us. Reasonable on the surface. Suffocating underneath. Rules that require vulnerability, I'm not sure I can give. Those sound like control, I say quietly, like another cage. They're survival. But you're right, they require trust, which is why you get to make a rule too. One rule I have to follow, no matter what. I wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting reciprocity from a man who commands through certainty and force. I look at him, really look, and see someone trying. Someone who understands that power without consent is just another kind of violence. One rule, I ask. One rule, non-negotiable, whatever you need to feel like a person instead of a project. I think about Marcus, about how he made me doubt my own perceptions, how he convinced me that his version of reality was the only one that mattered, how he treated my boundaries like suggestions he could override with charm or force. Don't treat me like I'm broken, I say. My voice is steady, strong. Don't make decisions for me because you think I can't handle the truth. Don't protect me from reality because you think I'm too fragile. I'm damaged, Vincent. I know that, but I'm not broken. And I won't survive this if you treat me like I am. Something shifts in his expression. Respect, maybe, or recognition. Like he sees himself reflected in my words. Deal, he says simply. Then, I won't lie to you, Emma. Even when the truth is ugly. Even when it makes you hate me. You'll always know exactly who I am and what I'm doing. Even if it's violent. Especially if it's violent. Because that's who I am. I've hurt people. Killed people. Not for sport, not randomly, but I've done it. And if Marcus pushes this far enough, I'll do it again. His eyes hold mine. You need to know that. Need to decide if you can live with it. I should say no. Should walk away from this man who speaks about death like it's weather. But I think about that woman in the warehouse, about how Vincent drew a line and enforced it, about how he's the only person in 6 years who's looked at my history with Marcus and responded with fury on my behalf instead of questions about what I did to provoke it. I can live with it. I whisper. If it stops him, if it protects the kids at my center, if it means women like me don't have to be afraid anymore, yes, I can live with it. Vincent nods once. Then he does something unexpected. He sits on the couch, leaves space beside him, and waits. Not demanding. Offering. I sit. The leather is soft, expensive, the kind of comfort that money buys. But there's something else too. The warmth of another person nearby. The promise that I don't have to carry this alone. Tell me what you need, Vincent says. Not what you think I want to hear. What you actually need to feel safe right now. No one's asked me that. Not the cops who took my statement 6 years ago. Not the victim advocates who meant well but spoke in platitudes. Not even Danny, who was too young and too overwhelmed to know what questions to ask. I need to know he can't touch me, I say. Not physically, not psychologically. I need to know that when this is over, I get my life back. Not some version of my life where I'm always looking over my shoulder, always waiting for him to reappear. I need him gone. Completely. Then that's what we'll do. Vincent's voice is iron wrapped in silk. But Emma, gone might mean things you can't take back. Might mean crossing lines you've spent your career defending. Can you live with that? I think about Jamal's smile, about Sophia finally learning to trust, about every child who walks into my center carrying trauma they shouldn't have to carry, about Marcus hunting them to hurt me. Yes, I say, because some lines need to be crossed. Some monsters need to be stopped in ways the system can't manage. Vincent's phone buzzes. He looks at it. His jaw tightens. It's starting, he says. What is? He shows me the screen. A video. The community center. Kids leaving after their after-school program. And standing on the corner, watching them, is Marcus. Just standing there, not approaching, not touching, just watching, making sure I know he can. My hands shake. Vincent takes the phone before I can drop it. I'm going to kill him, I say. The words surprise me, surprise us both. Not you. Me. I'm going to kill him myself. Emma. No. I'm done being the victim in his story. Done waiting for men to save me or destroy me or make decisions about my life. If someone's going to stop Marcus, it should be me. It has to be me. Vincent is quiet for a long moment. Then he stands, walks to his desk, opens a drawer, returns with something small and heavy. He holds it out to me. A gun, compact, dark metal, cold promise. You know how to use one of these? He asks. No. Then we start there. Tomorrow. I'll teach you. Not because I think you'll need to shoot him. I won't let it get that far. But because you're right. You need to feel capable. Need to know you could protect yourself if everything else fails. I take the gun. It's heavier than I expected. More real. I think about what it means to hold death in your hand. To have the power to end someone. It should feel wrong. Monstrous. Instead, it feels like control returning. Like agency. Like choice. I don't want to become like him, I whisper. Don't want violence to be my first response to fear. It won't be. Vincent's hand covers mine, steady, warm. Because you're making a choice based on protecting others, not on wanting to hurt someone for pleasure. That's the difference. That's what keeps you human. I set the gun down. Look at him. At this man who deals in violence but draws moral lines, who runs an empire built on breaking laws but won't traffic in human beings, who's seen me at my worst and responded with respect instead of pity. Why are you doing this? I ask. Really? Not the story about the pen or owing me a favor? Why do you care? His expression shifts, becomes vulnerable in a way I haven't seen before. He sits back down, closer this time. Close enough that I can see the flecks of gray in his dark eyes. Close enough to feel the heat of him. My mother, he says quietly. When I was 8, my father's enemies used her to send a message. Took her. Hurt her. Made my father choose between his territory and her life. He looks away. His jaw works. My father chose his territory. Told them she was acceptable collateral damage. They killed her anyway, to prove a point. The words land like stones. I can barely breathe around them. Vincent, I became what my father was, what I had to become to survive in that world. But I promised myself I'd never let another woman be collateral damage if I had the power to stop it. His eyes find mine again. You borrowed my pen. Such a small thing, but you tried to give it back. You didn't want to take something that wasn't yours. And I thought, here's someone who still believes in boundaries, in fairness, in not taking more than you need. Someone different, someone worth protecting. I'm not your mother, I say gently. Not your chance at redemption. I know. You're Emma. Stubborn, compassionate, stronger than you know. And you're not my redemption. You're my reminder that some things are worth protecting. That not everything has to be a transaction. The space between us feels electric, dangerous, like we're both standing at the edge of something we can't name. I should move away, create distance. But I don't. Instead, I do something I haven't done since Marcus. I reach out, touch Vincent's hand. Let him know he's seen too, that his story matters. His fingers curl around mine. Careful, like he's afraid I'll break or disappear. We're going to stop him, Vincent says. Together. And then you get to choose what happens next. Stay in my world or leave it. Either way, you'll be safe. That's my promise. I believe him. God help me, I believe him. That night, I sleep without nightmares for the first time in days. Vincent's in the chair across the room, his gun on the table between us, watching over me while I rest. It should feel intrusive. Instead, it feels like safety, like being valued enough that someone would sacrifice their own sleep to guard mine. When I wake at dawn, there's a blanket over me. I didn't pull up. Vincent's still in the chair, awake now, drinking coffee, reading through files on his tablet. He looks tired, human, real. Morning, he says softly. You didn't sleep? I never sleep much. Old habit from growing up in a house where sleeping meant being vulnerable. I sit up. The loft is filled with gray morning light. Outside, the city's waking up. People going to jobs and lives that don't include mafia bosses and death threats and impossible choices. What happens today? I ask. Vincent sets down his tablet. His expression is serious. All business. Today we go on offense. I've traced Marcus's financial connections to the Volkovs, found the weak link, a man named Alexei who handles their money laundering. He's willing to talk, for a price. What price? Protection from the Volkovs when they find out he betrayed them. New identity, new life. Vincent stands, stretches. I can see the gun in his shoulder holster. See how naturally he wears violence. Which means we'll know exactly how deep Marcus's connection goes, how much money he spent trying to destroy you, and most importantly, where he's vulnerable. When do we meet this Alexei? 2 hours. At a location he chose. Neutral ground. Vincent looks at me. You don't have to come. I can handle this alone. No, I stand to. Face him. If this is about me, I need to be there, need to see it. Your first rule, remember? I don't hide. He nods, almost smiles. Then get ready. And Emma, wear something you can move in, just in case things go wrong. The words should scare me. Instead, they focus me. Because I'm done being afraid, done letting Marcus control my life from a distance. Today we start fighting back. And whatever comes next, violence, truth, transformation, I'll face it with my eyes open. Vincent's phone buzzes. He looks at it. His whole body goes rigid. What? I ask. He shows me the screen. A video. Marcus, sitting in what looks like a hotel room. Smiling that smile I remember. Poisonous and intimate. He's holding a phone. My phone. The one from my apartment. The one with photos of Danny, of the kids at my center, of my entire life. Marcus speaks directly to the camera. Hello, Vincent, I know you're watching. I know you think you can protect her. But here's the thing. Emma doesn't want your protection. She wants me. She always comes back. It's what she does. Tell her I'll be waiting. Tell her I have something that belongs to her. Something she'll trade anything to get back. The video ends. Vincent is already making calls, mobilizing. But all I can think is, what does Marcus have? What could he possibly? Then I know. And my blood runs ice cold. Danny, I whisper, oh God. He has Danny. Danny isn't answering his phone. Neither is Marco, who was supposed to be watching him. Vincent's entire operation is mobilized. Calls being made, contacts activated. The machine of his world grinding into motion with brutal efficiency. But all I can think about is my baby brother. 24 years old and still so breakable. Still making mistakes that cost more than he understands. When? I ask. My voice sounds distant, like it belongs to someone else. When did they take him? Vincent's talking to someone in rapid Italian. He covers the phone. This morning, 6 a.m., Marco's in the hospital. Beaten, unconscious, but alive. They left him that way deliberately, so he could tell us what happened. The floor tilts beneath me. I sit before I fall. Danny. Sweet, stupid Danny who can't say no to a bad bet or a false promise. Danny, who I've protected since we were kids, since our mother chose pills over us, since our father walked out and never looked back. Danny, who I failed again by bringing this horror into his life. This is my fault, I whisper. I should have sent him away. Should have made him leave the city. Should have... Emma, Vincent's hand on my shoulder, firm and grounding. This is Marcus's fault. Only his. You don't get to take responsibility for a sociopath's choices. But I do. Because I opened the door 6 years ago. Let Marcus into my apartment when I knew better. Let him close enough to hurt me. And now he's using that same pattern. My compassion, my loyalty, my inability to abandon people I love, as a weapon. Vincent's phone buzzes. He reads something. His jaw goes tight as wire. Marcus sent a location, an address in Revere, abandoned house near the beach. He wants you there in 2 hours, alone, or Danny dies. The words should terrify me. Instead, they clarify everything. This was always where we were heading. Marcus doesn't want money or power or anything the Volkovs can provide. He wants me, wants to finish what he started 6 years ago, wants to prove I'll always come back to him, always choose submission over freedom, always be the woman he tried to break. I'm going, I say. Absolutely not. Vincent's voice is flat. Final. That's exactly what he wants. You isolated, terrified, compliant. I won't watch you walk into your own execution. He has Danny. I know, and we'll get Danny back, but not by giving Marcus what he wants. I stand, face him. Let him see the steel that's been forming in me since I borrowed that pen. Since I stopped believing the world would save me if I just followed the rules. You promised you wouldn't treat me like I'm broken. Wouldn't make decisions for me because you think I can't handle reality. I'm handling it, Vincent. I'm choosing to go. You're choosing to die. Maybe. Or maybe I'm choosing to finally face the thing I've been running from for 6 years. My voice is steady, strong. I've let Marcus haunt me. Let him take up space in my nightmares and my decisions and my inability to trust anyone. I'm done running. Done letting him write my story. Vincent's expression shifts, pain mixing with understanding. He knows about running, about letting the past dictate the present, about becoming someone you hate because it felt safer than staying vulnerable. Then I'm coming with you, he says. Not negotiable. You can walk into that house. You can face him. You can do whatever you need to do. But I'll be close. And if he tries to hurt you, I'll end him. He said alone. He can say whatever he wants. I'm not letting you do this without backup. Vincent moves closer. His hands frame my face, gentle despite the violence he carries. You want agency? You have it. You want to face Marcus on your own terms? I support that. But agency doesn't mean suicide. It means making choices with all the information. And the information is this. Marcus has killed before. He will kill again. He's had 6 years in prison to fantasize about what he'll do to you. I won't let those fantasies become reality. His thumbs brush my cheekbones. The touch is tender, almost unbearably so, like I'm something precious instead of broken. Something worth protecting, not because I'm weak, but because I matter. What if you being there gets Danny killed? I ask quietly. What if you going alone gets you both killed? He drops his hands, steps back. Give me 30 minutes. I have people near that location. Let me get eyes on the house, understand the layout, position backup. Then we go together. You face Marcus. I handle everything else. It's a compromise. The kind I'd normally reject because compromises feel like losing. But this isn't about pride anymore. This is about survival. About being smart instead of just brave. 30 minutes, I agree. Vincent's already calling people, giving orders with that voice that expects obedience. I walk to the window. The harbor is gray today, storm clouds gathering. The water looks cold and uninviting, like it's reflecting the darkness inside me. My phone buzzes, not Vincent's phone, my actual phone that Marcus somehow has. A text appears on Vincent's tablet. He's routing all communications through his systems now. It's a photo. Danny, bound to a chair in what looks like a basement. His face is bruised, his lips split, but he's alive. Conscious. Looking at the camera with eyes that say he's sorry. That he knows this is his fault, even though it isn't. Below the photo, Marcus's message. Remember the last time you were in a basement with me, Emma? Remember how you begged? Let's see if your brother begs as pretty. Clock's ticking. The memory hits like a fist. The basement of Marcus's apartment building. The last place he hurt me before the hospital. The smell of mildew and detergent. The concrete floor against my face. The sound of my own voice pleading for him to stop. I'm shaking. Can't stop shaking. Vincent's beside me instantly, pulling me against his chest, his heart steady against my ear. Breathe, he says. Just breathe. He can't hurt you now. He's trying to trigger you, make you spiral. Don't give him that power. He's going to kill Danny, going to make me watch. That's his plan. That's always been his plan. Then we don't give him the chance. Vincent pulls back, looks at me with eyes gone cold and tactical. My people are in position. The house has 3 entry points. Marcus has 2 men with him. Volkov associates, but low-level, expendable. Danny's in the basement. Marcus is upstairs waiting for you. How do you know all that? Because I had drones over that house 10 minutes ago. Thermal imaging, complete layout. Vincent's voice is pure calculation now. Here's what's going to happen. You go in the front, exactly as Marcus expects. Keep him talking. Keep him focused on you. My people will extract Danny through the basement access while you're the distraction. And if Marcus hears them, if he kills Danny before they can... They're professionals, Emma. The best I have. They'll be silent, surgical. Marcus won't know they're there until Danny's safe. And then what? When Danny's gone and I'm still there with Marcus, Vincent's smile is sharp, predatory, absolutely devoid of mercy. Then I come in, and Marcus learns what happens to men who hurt people I care about. The plan is solid, professional, everything I should want. But there's something Vincent's not saying. Something in his expression that looks like goodbye. You're going to kill him, I say. Not a question. Yes. Even if I tell you not to? He's quiet for a moment. Then, I made you a promise that I wouldn't treat you like you're broken, that I'd respect your choices. But I also made myself a promise a long time ago, that I'd never let another woman be destroyed by a monster if I had the power to stop it. Marcus dies today, Emma. The only question is whether you can live with that. I should say no. Should invoke law and justice and rehabilitation. All the things I've built my career on. All the principles that separate me from men like Vincent and Marcus. But principles don't save lives. Don't protect little brothers or traumatize children or women who trusted the wrong men. Principles are beautiful in theory and useless against monsters who don't respect them. I can live with it, I whisper. But I need something first. I need to look him in the eye. Need to tell him he didn't break me. That I survived him and built a life and became someone he can't touch anymore. I need him to know he failed. Then that's what you'll do. Vincent hands me something. A small device. Looks like a button. This is a panic button. You press it. I'm inside within 15 seconds. You don't have to face him alone for longer than you can handle. I take it. Slip it in my pocket. Feel its weight like a promise. What if I freeze? What if I see him and I become that woman again? The one who was too afraid to fight back. You won't. Vincent's voice is certain, absolute. Because that woman didn't have what you have now. She didn't have rage. Didn't have training. Didn't have someone willing to burn the world down to keep her safe. You're not her anymore, Emma. You're the woman who survived him. And survival is its own kind of victory. We drive to Revere in silence. The abandoned house appears through the windshield. Gray wood, broken windows, the kind of place where bad things happen and no one hears the screaming. Vincent's people are invisible but present. I can feel them in the spaces between buildings, in parked cars, in the infrastructure of violence Vincent commands. He stops the car 3 blocks away, turns to me. His hand finds mine. You don't have to do this, he says one last time. We can find another way. There is no other way. This is the ending, Marcus wrote. I'm just changing who survives it. I get out, start walking. Each step feels weighted, historic, like I'm walking toward my own becoming. The woman who was broken is falling away. Someone harder is emerging. Someone who looks like me but carries different truths. The front door is unlocked. Inside, the house smells like rot and old violence. I can hear breathing upstairs. Footsteps. Marcus, pacing, waiting, probably imagining my fear, probably already tasting his victory. Emma, his voice floats down, soft, intimate, the voice from my nightmares. I knew you'd come. You always come back to me. I climb the stairs. Each one is a choice. Each one is survival. At the top, he's standing in what used to be a bedroom, smiling that smile, looking exactly like he did 6 years ago, except older, harder. Prison made him worse, not better. Hello, Marcus, I say. My voice doesn't shake, doesn't betray the terror underneath. You wanted me. I'm here. Let Danny go. Danny's insurance. You know how insurance works. He steps closer. God, I've missed you. Missed breaking you down and building you back up the way I wanted. Prison was lonely, Emma, but I had so much time to think, to plan, to imagine what I'd do when I finally got you back. You don't have me back. I'm here for Danny, that's all. His laugh is familiar, poisonous, sweet. You're here because you couldn't help yourself, because you're the same bleeding heart girl who lets people walk all over her, who opens doors for monsters because she thinks everyone deserves compassion. He's right in front of me now, close enough to touch. You let me into your apartment that night. Remember? I knocked and you opened the door even though you knew better. Even though every instinct said don't. You opened it anyway. And there it is. The guilt I've carried for 6 years. The story I tell myself about my own complicity. The belief that I somehow deserved what happened because I made one compassionate choice. You're right, I say quietly. I opened the door. I let you in. I made a choice that put me in danger. His smile widens. Victory in his eyes. Finally you admit it. But you're the one who walked through that door with violence. I continue, my voice getting stronger. You're the one who chose to hurt me. Who chose to break ribs and fracture bones and leave me bleeding on the floor? I made a mistake. You committed a crime. Those aren't the same thing. His expression shifts, anger replacing pleasure. You sanctimonious bitch. You think you're better than me? You think your Mafia boyfriend makes you powerful? You're still the same weak girl who begged me to stop. I did beg you to stop, and you didn't. And that taught me something important, Marcus. It taught me that mercy is wasted on monsters. My hand finds the panic button, but I don't press it yet. Not yet, because Vincent was right. I need this. Need to face the man who tried to destroy me and let him see I survived. Where's Danny? I ask. Basement, bleeding out slowly. You have maybe 20 minutes before he's dead, so here's your choice. Emma, same choice you always face with me. Submit or watch someone you love die. What's it going to be? And I realize this was always the plan. Not to kill Danny quickly, but to make me choose, to make me trade myself for him. To prove I'll always sacrifice myself for others, because that's the woman Marcus thinks I am. But he's wrong. I'm not that woman anymore. I press the button. Neither, I say. I choose neither. The 15 seconds between pressing the button and Vincent's arrival feel like falling. Marcus's expression shifts from confidence to confusion to rage as the front door explodes inward. Not kicked, breached. The sound is thunder and finality. And then Vincent's there with 2 men flanking him. Weapons drawn, moving with the precision of predators who've done this 1,000 times. Marcus lunges for me. His hand closes around my wrist, yanking me against him. A knife appears from somewhere, cold against my throat. The same knife. The one from 6 years ago. He kept it. Of course he kept it. Stay back, Marcus shouts. His voice has lost its smoothness. Now it's just rage and desperation. I'll cut her throat right here, Moretti. I swear to God. You won't. Vincent's voice is calm, almost gentle, like he's explaining something obvious to a child. Because the moment you do, you lose your only leverage. And then I get to do what I've been wanting to do since I learned your name. You don't know what I'm capable of. Actually, I do. Vincent takes a step closer. His gun is holstered. His hands are empty. He looks relaxed, casual. But I can see the coiled violence in him, the careful control of something lethal. You're capable of hurting women who trust you, of breaking people weaker than yourself, of hiding behind psychology degrees and family money and the presumption of civilized behavior. But you're not capable of facing someone who can actually fight back. Marcus's grip tightens. The knife presses deeper. I feel a trickle of blood warm against my skin. My heart is racing, but my mind is clear, crystalline, because I'm not the woman Marcus remembers. Not anymore. That woman froze when threatened. This woman calculates. Vincent told me once. Strength isn't about size or weapons. It's about knowing what people fear and using that knowledge strategically. Marcus fears irrelevance. Fears being seen as weak. Fears losing control of his narrative. You're pathetic, I say quietly. The words are for Marcus, but my eyes are on Vincent. 6 years planning this moment, and you're still just a man with a knife, hiding behind a woman. That's all you've ever been. All you'll ever be. Marcus makes a sound, somewhere between a growl and a sob. The knife wavers. Just slightly. Just enough. Vincent moves, faster than should be possible for a man his size. His hand catches Marcus's wrist, twisting with surgical precision. The knife clatters to the floor. I'm shoved aside, stumbling but not falling. And then Vincent has Marcus against the wall, forearm across his throat, all pretense of civilization gone. Emma, Vincent says without looking at me, go downstairs. My people have Danny. Get him to the car. Vincent. Now, Emma. His voice carries absolute authority. What happens next? You don't need to see. I should listen. Should leave. But my feet won't move, because this is the moment. The one where Marcus faces consequences he can't charm or buy his way out of. The one I've imagined for 6 years in the dark moments between sleep and waking. I'm staying, I say. Vincent's jaw tightens, but he doesn't argue, just nods once. Then he turns his full attention to Marcus, who's gasping for air, scrabbling at Vincent's arm with hands that suddenly look so small, so powerless. Please, Marcus whispers. Please, I'll leave. I'll disappear. You'll never see me again. You're right about that. Vincent's voice is conversational, almost pleasant. You'll disappear, but not the way you're imagining. He leans closer. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Then I'm going to give you one chance to make it easier on yourself. I watch Marcus's face cycle through emotions. Fear, rage, calculation. He's looking for an angle, a way to negotiate, a way to survive this with his life intact. But there is no angle. Vincent's expression is carved from stone and absolute certainty. The Volkovs are done with you, Vincent says. I bought your debt from them an hour ago, paid triple what you owe, which means you belong to me now. Your family's money, already frozen, your connections, already severed, your escape routes, already blocked. You have nothing, Marcus. You are nothing, except what I allow you to be. You can't, Marcus's voice breaks. You can't just... I can. I did. Vincent releases him. Steps back, Marcus collapses to the floor, gasping. Here's your choice. You can face the legal system. I have evidence of everything. The assault on Emma, the kidnapping of her brother, your connections to the Volkovs, 3 other women you hurt who are suddenly willing to testify now that your family can't pay them off. You'll get 25 to life, maybe more. And prison the second time is harder than the first. You know that. Marcus is shaking. Actually shaking. All his polish and psychological manipulation gone, leaving only the frightened man underneath, the one who hurts people because he's hollow inside, and their pain fills the emptiness temporarily. Or, Marcus whispers, or you disappear. Not dead, though God knows you deserve it, but gone. New identity. New life. Somewhere far from here where you can't hurt anyone Emma loves ever again. You work a normal job. Live a normal life. And if you ever come within 100 miles of Boston, if you ever try to contact Emma or her brother or anyone from her life, the deal's off and you face everything I just described. It's mercy. The kind Vincent promised he doesn't give, but he's giving it anyway because somewhere in his calculations, he's accounting for me. For the woman who still believes some people can be contained without being destroyed. There's a third option, I say quietly. Both men look at me. Marcus can face me. Here. Now. No weapons. No power imbalance. Just him and me and everything he did. If he can look me in the eye and apologize, really apologize, not perform it, then I'll advocate for the legal route. Let the system handle him. But if he can't, If he tries to minimize or justify or blame me, then Vincent's option stands. Vincent's expression shifts. Something like pride in his eyes, or respect. He nods slowly, steps back further, gives us space. Marcus looks up at me from the floor. His face is bruised. Vincent's work, brief and efficient. His expensive clothes are dirty. His carefully constructed persona in ruins. For the first time in 6 years, we're in the same room, and I'm not afraid. Not even a little. Emma, he starts. His voice is soft. Pleading. The voice he used to use when apologizing before. I never meant. It wasn't supposed to. You have to understand, I was under so much pressure. Stop, I say. The word is sharp. Final. I asked for an apology. Not excuses. Not explanations. Not your internal narrative about how circumstances made you hurt me. Just acknowledgement of what you did and that it was wrong. Can you do that? Silence. Marcus's mouth opens. Closes. Opens again. I can see him trying. See the words forming. But they won't come. Because apologizing means admitting he was wrong. Means acknowledging my humanity instead of his narrative. Means giving up control of the story. And Marcus would rather die than do that. I can't, he finally whispers. I can't say I'm sorry because I'm not. You made me. He doesn't finish. Vincent's hand is on his shoulder, pulling him up, walking him toward the door. Marcus looks back at me once. His expression is twisted with rage and something that might be grief for himself. Only ever for himself. You'll regret this, Marcus spits. You'll regret choosing him over me. He'll destroy you worse than I ever could. She didn't choose me over you, Vincent says quietly. She chose herself. For the first time in her life, she chose herself. That's what you can't forgive. They disappear down the stairs. I hear a car door, an engine, then silence. I'm alone in this rotting house where Marcus planned to break me again. But I'm not broken. I'm standing. I'm whole. I won. My legs give out. I sit on the dirty floor and shake, not with fear, with release. 6 years of carrying Marcus's violence in my body, and now it's over, really over. He can't touch me, can't haunt me, can't write my story anymore. Vincent returns, sits beside me without speaking, just sits. His presence solid and real and safe. After a long moment, his hand finds mine. Warm, steady, alive. Danny, I ask. Safe. Already at the hospital getting checked out. Dehydrated and bruised, but nothing serious. He'll be okay. And Marcus? On a plane to Montana in 3 hours. New name, new papers. Job lined up at a lumber mill. If he stays there, stays quiet, he gets to live. If he doesn't, Vincent's hand tightens on mine, he doesn't. That was mercy, I say. Letting him live. That was strategy. Dead, he's a martyr, a mystery. Something you might feel guilty about. Alive and exiled. He's just a man who lost. Who gets to live with losing every single day for the rest of his life. The logic is sound. Cold. Effective. Everything I should reject but can't because it works. Because Marcus alive but powerless is more satisfying than Marcus dead and martyred. You gave me the choice, I say. You could have just killed him. Could have decided for me. But you gave me the choice. I promised I'd respect your agency, even when it's hard. Even when I don't agree. Vincent looks at me. His eyes are tired. You needed to face him, needed to see he couldn't hurt you anymore. I understood that. But Emma, if he'd hurt you again, if the knife had gone deeper, if anything had gone wrong, I would have killed him, choice or no choice. You need to know that about me. I do know that, and I'm choosing to stay anyway. I stand. Pull him up with me. Let's go see Danny. Let's make sure he's really okay. Then we go home. Home? Your loft. My temporary home. Whatever. Just somewhere that isn't here. Somewhere clean. We drive back into the city. Danny's at Mass General, sitting up in bed, looking young and scared and sorry. When he sees me, he starts crying. I'm so sorry. I'm such a fuck up. I'm so sorry. I hold him. Let him cry into my shoulder the way he did when he was 8 and Mom forgot his birthday. The way he did when he was 12 and Dad left. The way he's always done because I'm the constant, the one who stays. You're going to get help, I tell him. Real help, rehab, therapy, whatever you need. And you're going to let me help you. No more hiding. No more pretending you're fine when you're not. Deal. Deal, he whispers. Is it really over? Is he really gone? He's really gone. You're safe. We're both safe. Vincent arranges everything. Private room, best doctors, security outside the door. He moves through the hospital like he owns it, and maybe he does. Maybe this is what power looks like. Not just violence, but the ability to make systems work for the people you care about. We leave when Danny falls asleep. The sun is setting as we drive back to the loft. The city is painted gold and shadow, beautiful and indifferent and exactly the same as it was this morning, even though everything's changed. At the loft, Vincent pours me whiskey. Good stuff, the kind that burns in the best way. We stand at the windows watching the harbor turn dark. What happens now? I ask. Now you decide. Whether you stay in my world or leave it. Whether this was a temporary arrangement or something more. Whether you can live with who I am and what I do. I think about the woman in the warehouse, about Marcus exiled but alive, about the rules we made and kept, about how Vincent gave me choices when he could have just taken control. I need time, I say honestly, need to process everything, need to go back to work, back to my life, and see if I can integrate what happened here. See if I can be Emma, the social worker, and Emma who knows men like you exist and sometimes they're necessary. Fair, Vincent says. But Emma, I'm not patient. I'll give you time, but not forever. At some point, I'll need an answer. What's the question? He turns to face me. His expression is open, vulnerable in a way I've rarely seen. Whether you're mine, not as property, not as something I own, but as a partner. Someone who chooses my world with open eyes. Someone who stays because she wants to, not because she's afraid. The question sits between us. Heavy, important, world-changing. I don't know yet, I whisper. But I'm not saying no. I'm saying not yet. Is that enough? For now. He kisses my forehead. Gentle, careful, like I'm something precious. Get some rest. Tomorrow starts your real life again, and I'll be here, waiting for your answer. That night, I sleep in my own bed. Vincent arranged for my apartment to be cleaned, secured, made safe again. But I dream of harbor lights and strong hands and the strange safety of being seen by someone dangerous. 3 days later, I'm back at work. The kids swarm me with hugs and questions. Jamal shows me his report card, straight A's. Sophia tells me about her new foster family who actually want to keep her. Everything is normal and impossible, and I'm different in ways they can't see, but I feel in every breath. My phone buzzes. Vincent's phone. The one I kept. One message. Dinner tonight. I have information about the Volkovs, but mainly I just want to see you. I smile. Type back. 7 p.m. Your place. I'll cook. His response is immediate. You don't have to cook. I want to. Let me do something normal. Something that isn't about danger or violence or survival. Let me just be a woman making dinner for a man she's deciding whether to keep. 3 dots. Then, I'll provide the wine. And Emma? I'm already kept. Question is whether you are. I'm smiling when Agent Torres walks into my office. The FBI agent from before. The one Vincent said was on the Volkov payroll. Except he's in handcuffs, flanked by federal marshals. And he doesn't look corrupt anymore. He looks destroyed. Ms. Reese, one of the marshals says. We need your statement about Agent Torres' involvement with the Volkov organization. Your evidence helped break the case. The recording I made, the one that proved Torres was dirty, Vincent used it, used everything. And now the corruption is being carved out, piece by piece, because one man decided I was worth protecting. I give my statement, watch Torres being led away. Feel the weight of complicity and justice mixing until I can't tell them apart. I helped bring down a corrupt federal agent. I helped exile a man without trial. I watched Vincent command violence with the same ease most people order coffee. And I'm choosing to have dinner with him anyway. Maybe that makes me corrupt too. Or maybe it just makes me human. Someone who learned that good and evil aren't clean categories. That sometimes protection requires compromise. That survival means making choices you never thought you'd make and living with who you become. At 7, I'm at Vincent's door with groceries. He opens it wearing jeans and a t-shirt, looking younger without the armor of expensive suits. His smile is real, warm, almost shy. "You came," he says. "I did." I walk past him into the kitchen. "Now teach me how to use this ridiculous stove because I'm making pasta, and if I burn down your loft, you only have yourself to blame for installing restaurant-grade equipment. We cook together. It's domestic and strange and perfect." He tells me about his day. Meetings with legitimate business contacts, nothing illegal, just commerce. I tell him about Jamal and Sophia and the grant that finally came through. We don't talk about Marcus or the Volkoffs or any of it. We just exist together in this small, perfect moment. After dinner, we sit on the couch, close but not touching. The space between us, electric with possibility. "I'm not ready to be yours," I say quietly. "But I'm not ready to leave either. Can we exist in the middle for a while? Can I be someone who has dinner with you and goes home to her own apartment and figures out what this is slowly?" "Yes," Vincent says simply. Then. "But Emma, while you're figuring it out, know this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not pressuring you or waiting impatiently or expecting anything you're not ready to give. I'm just here. For as long as you need." I lean against him. Let my head rest on his shoulder. Let myself feel safe with someone dangerous. Let myself imagine a future that includes both worlds, the one where I help kids heal and the one where I'm protected by a man who breaks rules I used to think were absolute. "Thank you," I whisper, "for everything, for seeing me, for giving me choices, for letting me be complicated." His arm comes around me, solid, real, present. "You were always complicated, Emma. That's why you're worth it." We sit like that until the city goes quiet, until the harbor lights blur into constellations, until I fall asleep against his shoulder and he carries me to his bed, tucks me in, and sleeps in the chair across the room like he did that first night, watching over me, keeping me safe, waiting for my answer. I wake up in Vincent's bed alone. Sunlight streams through the floor-to-ceiling windows, turning the harbor into hammered gold. For a moment, I forget where I am, forget the past week. Then I see the chair where Vincent slept, the indent of his body still visible in the leather, and everything comes rushing back. Marcus is gone. Danny's safe. I'm choosing to be here. The smell of coffee draws me out. Vincent's in the kitchen, reading something on his tablet, already dressed in a charcoal suit, back to being the man who commands empires. But when he sees me, his expression softens, becomes the version of him that only I get to see. "Morning," he says, slides a cup toward me. "There's a meeting I can't miss. Marco will drive you wherever you need to go. Your apartment, the center, anywhere." "What kind of meeting?" His hesitation is brief but telling. "Cleanup, making sure everyone understands the new landscape, that you're off limits, that the Volkoffs know their boundaries." I sip the coffee. Perfect, as always. "You're redrawing territory because of me. I'm protecting what's mine." His eyes meet mine over the rim of his cup. "Even if you haven't decided you're mine yet, everyone else needs to believe you are. That's how you stay safe in my world. The possessiveness should bother me, should trigger every feminist principle I've built my career on. But in Vincent's mouth, it doesn't sound like ownership. It sounds like commitment. Like choosing to be the wall between me and violence. Consequences be damned. "Be careful," I say quietly. Something flashes in his eyes. Surprise, maybe, or pleasure. Always am. He sets down his cup, moves closer. His hand cups my face, thumb brushing my cheekbone. "Emma, if anything feels wrong today, if you get even a hint of trouble, you call me. Don't try to handle it alone. Your first rule, I don't hide." "Exactly." He kisses my forehead, a benediction more than romance. Then he's gone, and I'm alone in a loft that feels too big without him in it. Marco drives me to my apartment. It's strange being back in my own space. Everything looks the same but feels different. Smaller. The furniture I chose so carefully seems inadequate now, like I've outgrown my own life without meaning to. I shower. Change into clothes that feel like armor. Professional, capable, the uniform of a woman who has her life together. I'm locking my door when my phone buzzes. Not Vincent's phone. My work phone. Janet from the center, her voice tight with worry. Emma, thank God. You need to get here. Now. There's someone asking for you. Says she has information about one of our families. But something feels off. My stomach drops. Who is it? She won't give her name. Just keeps saying she needs to speak to you. That it's urgent. That lives depend on it. Every instinct Vincent's tried to teach me screams danger. This is a setup. Has to be. Marcus is gone, but the Volkovs aren't. Or maybe there are threats I don't know about yet. Consequences of being visible in Vincent's world. I should call him. Should follow the rules we established. But something in Janet's voice, the genuine worry, the confusion, makes me hesitate. What if this is real? What if someone actually needs help and I'm too paranoid to provide it? I'll be there in 20 minutes, I tell her. Keep her in the waiting area. Don't let her near the kids. I text Vincent. Someone at the center asking for me. Feels off but might be legitimate. Going to check it out. Marco's with me. We'll update soon. His response is immediate. Wait for me. I'm 15 minutes away. But I'm already in Marco's car, already giving him the address. Because this is my world, my center, my responsibility. And I can't let Vincent fight every battle for me, or I'll stop being Emma and become just an extension of his protection. The community center looks normal. Kids playing basketball in the gym. The smell of industrial cleaner and hope. Janet meets me at the door, her expression relieved and worried in equal measure. She's in your office. Wouldn't wait in the lobby. I'm sorry, Emma. I tried to make her stay, but she was insistent, and I didn't want to call the police without talking to you first. It's okay. I squeezed Janet's hand. You did the right thing. Is anyone else in that hallway? No. I made sure the kids stayed in the gym and the other offices. Smart. I approach my office door. It's closed. Through the frosted glass, I can see a figure sitting in my chair. Small, female, unthreatening from this angle. But angles lie. I open the door. The woman turns. She's young, early 20s maybe. Dark hair pulled back. Expensive clothes that don't match the desperation in her eyes. And there's something familiar about her face. Something that tickles recognition. Emma Reese? Her voice is soft, cultured. She stands. I'm Katerina Volkov, Dmitri's daughter, and I need your help. The name hits like a fist. Volkov, the family that terrorized Danny. That worked with Marcus. That represents everything dangerous about Vincent's world. And she's here, in my office, among children I've sworn to protect. My hand moves to my pocket, to Vincent's phone, to the panic button app he installed this morning. Don't, Katerina says quickly. Please, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here because you're the only person who might understand, the only person who's ever stood up to my father and survived. I didn't stand up to your father. Vincent did. Because of you. Her eyes are desperate, pleading. My father deals in power and violence and control. But Vincent Moretti said no because you mattered to him. Because protecting you was more important than maintaining business relationships. I need someone who can do that for me. I should press the button. Should get her out of here before Vincent arrives and this turns into something I can't control. But her desperation looks real. Feels real. And I've spent my career listening to desperate people tell difficult truths. Sit, I say. You have 5 minutes. Then I'm calling Vincent and you deal with whatever comes next. She sits. Her hands are shaking. My father wants me to marry Alexei Kozlov, one of his lieutenants. It's a business arrangement, territory and alliances and things that have nothing to do with me as a person. I'm 23 years old, and I'm being traded like property. The story is familiar. The woman in the warehouse. The one Vincent saved. How many women get caught in these transactions? How many lives are negotiated over conference tables by men who see them as assets instead of humans? Why come to me? Why not run? You have money, resources. Because running doesn't work. My father finds everyone who runs, makes examples of them. Her voice breaks. But you found protection. You found someone powerful enough to tell my father no. I need that. I need Vincent Moretti to give me asylum. To protect me the way he protected you. The request is impossible. Insane. Vincent's protection of me nearly started a war. Protecting Dmitri Volkov's daughter would finish it. Would put everyone I love in the crosshairs. would destroy the fragile peace Vincent's been building. I can't ask him to do that, I say quietly. You're asking him to choose between his entire operation and one person he doesn't know. That's not protection. That's suicide. Then help me another way. Her eyes are fierce now, desperate. You work with women escaping bad situations. You know resources, safe houses, ways to disappear that don't involve my father's network. Help me. And there it is. The thing I've been avoiding since I met Vincent. The cognitive dissonance of being protected by a man whose world creates the very situations I spend my career fighting against. Katerina is here because her father treats women like currency, and her father did business with Vincent. Does your father know you're here? I ask. No, he thinks I'm shopping. I have maybe an hour before he notices I'm gone. My phone buzzes. Vincent. I'm outside. Is everything okay? I look at Katerina, at this young woman trapped by the same systems that trapped me, that trap so many women, at the desperation that drove her to walk into potential danger because the danger she knows is worse. I text back, come to my office, alone. We have a situation. To Katerina. Vincent's here. You're about to meet the man you're asking to start a war for you. Whatever happens next, you tell the truth. Complete truth. He'll know if you're lying, and if you are, this conversation ends badly. She nods. Her hands are still shaking. A knock at the door. I open it. Vincent stands there, Marco behind him, both of them radiating controlled violence. Then Vincent sees Katerina and everything stops. Explain, he says to me, not angry, not yet, just waiting. She says she's Katerina Volkov. She says her father's forcing her into a marriage she doesn't want. She's asking for help. Vincent's expression doesn't change, but I feel the temperature drop. He steps inside, closes the door, looks at Katerina with eyes that dissect and catalog and judge. You're not Katerina? He says flatly. The woman's face crumbles. I am. I swear I am. Katerina Volkov is in Moscow. Has been for 3 months. I know because I track Dmitri's family movements as basic operational security. He moves closer, so I'll ask once. Who are you and what do you really want? The woman, not Katerina, starts crying. Real tears. Real fear. My name is Irina. I was Alexei's girlfriend. Before he decided I wasn't valuable enough. Before Dmitri offered him Katerina instead. And I'm pregnant. With Alexei's child. And they want me gone. Disappeared. The kind of gone you don't come back from. The story shifts. Gets darker. More complicated. This isn't a daughter escaping an arranged marriage. This is a mistress who became inconvenient. A woman carrying a child that threatens carefully laid plans. Vincent pulls out his phone. Types something. Shows me the screen. A photo of Irina with Alexei. Dated 3 months ago. She's laughing, looking up at him with love that's painful to witness. The next photo is from 2 weeks ago. Alexei with Katerina, the real Katerina, and Irina nowhere to be seen. You lied to get in here, Vincent says. Used Emma's compassion as a weapon. That was a mistake. Please, Irina whispers. I didn't know who else to go to. You're the only person powerful enough to what? Start a war over a woman I don't know? Risk everything I've built for someone who came here under false pretenses? Vincent's voice is cold, clinical. You made choices, Irina. Choices that led you here. Those aren't my responsibility. I watch him. See the man who saved the woman in the warehouse. The man who protected me when he didn't have to. The man who draws lines about human trafficking but apparently draws different lines about inconvenient pregnancies. Vincent, I say quietly. Can we talk? Outside? His jaw tightens but he nods. To Marco. Watch her. To Irina. Don't move. Don't call anyone. Don't make me regret giving you these extra minutes. In the hallway, I face him. You saved that woman in the warehouse. Why is this different? Because that woman was being trafficked. Sold without consent. This woman made choices. Dated a criminal. Got pregnant by a criminal. And now wants me to clean up her mess. His eyes are hard. I can't save everyone, Emma. And I won't risk everything for someone who lied to get here. She's desperate. She's pregnant. And you're right, she made bad choices. But does that mean she deserves to die? No. It means she needs to face the consequences of her choices like everyone else. I'll give her money, documentation, a way out. But I won't go to war with the Volkovs over Alexei's mistress. The logic is sound, cold, the math of a man who's learned to calculate acceptable losses, but something in me rebels, because I made bad choices too. Dated Marcus. Opened that door. And Vincent protected me anyway. What's the difference between her and me? I asked quietly. We both dated dangerous men. Both made choices that put us in danger. Both came to you for help. Why do I deserve protection and she doesn't? Vincent goes very still. You want the truth? Always. The difference is I love you. He says it simply. Factually. Like announcing the weather. Not the word first. Not romance or seduction. Just truth. I love you, Emma. Which means I'll burn the world down to keep you safe. I don't love her. I don't even know her. And I can't save everyone. I can only save the people who matter most. That's the difference. The confession hangs between us. Raw. Unplanned. He wasn't supposed to say it like this, in a hallway, while arguing about someone else. But he did. And I can see in his eyes that he means it. That somewhere between borrowed pens and harbor lights and teaching me to shoot, he fell. You love me, I repeat. My voice sounds distant. Yes, and I know you're not ready to say it back. No, you might never be. But that's the truth you asked for. His hand cups my face, gentle despite the violence in his voice moments ago. I'll help Irina, give her resources and a way out. But I won't risk you for her. Won't risk Danny or the kids in this center or anything else that matters to you. That's the line I draw. You asked what makes you different. That's what you matter more. I should be horrified by the calculation, by the cold math of who deserves salvation and who doesn't. But I'm not, because I understand it. In the weeks since I met Vincent, I've learned that principles are beautiful and resources are finite, and sometimes choosing to save everyone means saving no one. Help her, I say. But teach me how you make these decisions, how you calculate who deserves protection and who doesn't. Because I can't be in your world without understanding the rules. All right. But Emma, once you understand these rules, once you start thinking this way, you can't go back. You'll see everything differently. Calculate everything. It'll change you. I'm already changed. Might as well understand what I'm becoming. We go back inside. Irina looks up, hope and terror mixing on her face. Vincent sits across from her, pulls out his phone, makes 3 calls in rapid succession. When he's done, he looks at her with something that might be pity or might be contempt. You have 2 options, he tells her. Option 1, I give you $50,000, new documentation, and a one-way ticket to Vancouver. You disappear. Start over. Never come back. Never contact Alexei or anyone in that world. You do that, you and your baby survive. And option 2, Irina whispers, you try to leverage this situation, try to get more money, more protection, more than I'm offering, and I wash my hands of you. Let the Volkovs handle their own mess. Vincent leans forward. Choose wisely. Because this offer expires in 60 seconds. I'll take option 1, Irina says immediately. Thank you. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank Emma. She's the reason you're getting anything at all. Vincent stands. Marco will take you somewhere safe until your documents are ready. 24 hours, then you're on your own. Understood? Irina nods. She looks at me as Marco leads her out. Her eyes are grateful and broken and full of questions I can't answer. Then she's gone. And it's just Vincent and me in my office surrounded by children's drawings and hope. You just gave away $50,000, I say. I just bought peace of mind. And showed you how I make decisions. His eyes hold mine. Do you understand now? Why I couldn't go to war for her? I understand the math. Don't know if I agree with it, but I understand it. That's enough. For now. Vincent moves toward the door. I have to go. Finish my meetings. Make sure everyone knows you're protected. But Emma, what I said in the hallway, I meant it. I know. I need time to... I know. He kisses my forehead. Take your time. I'll be here when you're ready. if you're ever ready. He leaves. I sink into my chair, surrounded by the normalcy of my office, trying to reconcile the man who just gave away $50,000 with the man who calculated acceptable losses. Trying to understand how I can love someone because I think I do, God help me, who thinks this way, who measures lives and chooses based on love instead of principle. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. Not Vincent, not Marcus, someone new. A video message. I press play. It's Dmitry Volkov, sitting in what looks like an expensive office, smiling that smile that doesn't reach his eyes. His voice is accented, cultured, deadly. Miss Reese, we haven't been formally introduced, but you've cost me a great deal. My arrangement with Vincent is over. My business partner Marcus has been exiled, and now I hear you're helping my lieutenant's whore escape. He leans forward. This is unacceptable. You understand unacceptable. My blood runs cold. Vincent Moretti thinks he can protect you. Perhaps he can. But you, Miss Reese, you are soft. You care about people, about children, about doing the right thing. And that softness makes you vulnerable. He smiles wider. I wonder how many children in your center have family who owe me money. How many little lives I could make very difficult if I wanted to send you a message? The video ends. I'm shaking. Not with fear, with rage. Because he's right. I am soft. I do care. And in his world, that's weakness. That's leverage. That's how he'll hurt me without ever touching me. I call Vincent. He answers immediately. Emma? What's wrong? Dmitry just sent me a video, threatening the kids at my center, using my compassion as a weapon. My voice is steel. I need you to teach me, not just how to shoot or how to calculate. I need you to teach me how to fight back, how to be hard enough that monsters like him can't use my heart against me. Vincent's silence is long. Then, are you sure? Because what you're asking, that's not temporary, that's permanent. That's choosing my world completely. I'm sure. Because men like Dmitry will always exist. And I can't protect the people I love by being soft. I need to be strong in ways that scare them, ways that make them think twice before threatening children to hurt me. Then I'll teach you. But Emma, once you cross this line, there's no going back. You'll be mine, completely, in my world, by my side, facing everything it means. Can you live with that? I think about Jamal, about Sophia, about every child who trusts me to keep them safe, about the world Vincent inhabits where softness is currency, and love is calculation and protection requires becoming what you're fighting against. Yes, I whisper. Teach me, change me, make me strong enough to survive in your world, because I'm done being leverage, done being the weakness monsters exploit. I choose you, Vincent, completely. His exhale is relief and sorrow mixed together. Then come home. We start tonight. The city looks different at night from Vincent's terrace. Not softer, Boston never gets soft, but more honest. The darkness strips away pretense, leaves only light and shadow, truth and consequence. I stand here with a glass of wine I'm not drinking, watching the harbor lights fracture on black water, and I think about all the versions of myself I've been. The girl who believed in systems and justice, the woman who opened doors for monsters, the survivor who testified and thought that would be enough, the social worker who built walls around her heart and called it healing. And now, this. Whatever this is. Whoever I'm becoming. Vincent's inside, making calls, fortifying defenses. Dimitri's threat wasn't empty, and we both know it. But there's a difference now. Before, I would have been paralyzed by fear, would have second-guessed every choice, wondered if I brought this on myself, carried the weight of other people's violence as my own failure. Not anymore. The terrace door opens. Vincent joins me at the railing, close enough that our shoulders touch. He doesn't speak immediately, just exists beside me, steady and real, while the city moves below us, unaware that we're up here deciding how to fight monsters. Danny's been moved to a secure facility, he says finally. Full-time security. Best addiction counselors in the state. He'll be safe while he gets clean. Your center has new security protocols, cameras, guards disguised as maintenance workers. No one gets near those kids without me knowing about it. Thank you. Don't thank me. This is what protection looks like. Not just you, everything you love, everyone you care about. That's the promise I'm making. I turn to face him. In the low light, his scar is a shadow on his jaw. His eyes are endless and tired and full of something that looks like hope, like he's been waiting his whole life for someone to choose him, despite knowing exactly who he is. You said you love me, I remind him. In the hallway. You said it like it was fact. It is fact. Vincent's voice is quiet. Certain. I've loved you since gate 47. Since you tried to give my pen back. Since you proved that integrity still exists in a world that tried to beat it out of both of us. That's not love. That's fascination. Projection. The idea of me. No. He moves closer, frames my face with hands that have killed and protected in equal measure. I fell in love with the woman who works 60-hour weeks helping kids most people have given up on, who visits her brother every Sunday even though he disappoints her constantly, who faced her abuser and chose mercy when she could have chosen vengeance, who made me calculate the cost of my decisions instead of just acting. You changed me, Emma. Made me want to be someone worthy of the way you see the world. The confession sits in my chest like something molten, transforming. I've spent 6 years believing I was broken, that Marcus damaged some fundamental part of me that couldn't be repaired, that I'd never trust anyone enough to let them this close. That love was something that happened to other people, the ones who didn't carry scars and trauma and the weight of bad choices. But Vincent's looking at me like I'm whole, like my damage is just part of my story, not the sum total of my worth. Like love isn't about finding someone undamaged. It's about finding someone whose damage fits with yours in ways that make you both more human. I don't know if I love you yet. I say honestly. I know I feel safe with you. I know I choose you. I know that when Dimitri threatened my kids, my first thought was calling you. Not the police. Not my support systems. You. Because you're the only person who understands that sometimes protecting people requires breaking rules I used to think were sacred. That's enough, Vincent says. For now. For however long it takes. I'm patient when it matters. You said you weren't patient. That you'd need an answer eventually. I lied. His smile is soft, self-deprecating, completely unlike the man who commands empires. For you, I'd wait forever, because you're the first person who's ever been worth waiting for. I kiss him. Not because I have to, not because I owe him, but because I want to. Because his mouth is warm and certain and tastes like coffee and promises. Because somewhere between danger and protection, between fear and choice, I've found something that feels like home. He kisses me back like I'm precious. Like I'm the answer to questions he's been asking his whole life. His hands are gentle in my hair, on my face, mapping me like territory he's learning to cherish instead of conquer. There's no rush, no demand, just presence and attention and the slow burn of two people deciding to trust each other with their damage. When we break apart, we're both breathing hard. His forehead rests against mine. His eyes are closed. He looks younger like this. Vulnerable. Human. Stay tonight, he whispers. Not as obligation, not as transaction. Just stay because you want to. Because this, us, is worth exploring. I'll stay. But Vincent, I need my own apartment, my own space. I can't live here permanently. Can't become someone who exists only in your world. I need to still be Emma. Still have my work and my life and my independence. I know. I'm not asking you to give anything up. Just asking you to share some of it with me. To let me be part of your world the way you're becoming part of mine. The compromise is perfect. Reasonable. The kind of thing healthy people negotiate in healthy relationships. Except we're not healthy people. We're two trauma survivors trying to build something functional out of broken pieces and impossible choices. But maybe that's enough. Maybe love isn't about being whole before you start. It's about becoming whole together. We go inside. The loft feels different now. Less like a fortress, more like a home. Vincent pours more wine. We sit on the couch, not the bedroom, not rushing toward anything, and we talk. Really talk. About his mother and my mother. About the ways we learned to survive as children and how those survival strategies became prisons. About the people we wanted to be versus the people we became. About whether redemption is possible for people like us. Do you think we're good people? I ask. After everything we've done, everything we've chosen, the lines we've crossed, are we good? Vincent is quiet for a long time. Then, I think good and bad are luxuries for people who've never had to make impossible choices. We're survivors, Emma. We're people who looked at the world as it actually is, not as it should be, and found ways to protect the things we love. That's not good or bad. It's just human. I used to believe in clear morality, right and wrong. Now I don't know what I believe. You believe in protecting children? In giving your brother another chance? In showing mercy to Irina, even though she lied? You believe in those things enough to compromise everything else. That's not moral ambiguity. That's prioritization. You've just learned to put people above principles. Some would call that evolution. Others would call it corruption. Let them. You'll be too busy actually helping people to care what they call it. The logic is sound, cold. Exactly the kind of calculation I've learned to make in Vincent's world. And he's right. I've changed. I'm not the woman who walked into Gate 47 3 months ago. That woman believed systems could save people. This woman knows better. Knows that sometimes salvation requires breaking the system. Requires becoming something you never wanted to be, because the alternative is letting innocent people suffer. My phone buzzes. Janet from the center. Panic in her text. Emma, someone left an envelope. Your name on it. Should I open it? Don't. I text back. Don't touch it. I'm calling Vincent's people now. I show Vincent. He's already moving. Calling Marco. Calling his security team. Within minutes, we're in the car. Marco driving with controlled urgency. Vincent beside me, his hand tight on mine, his jaw set with the kind of focus that precedes violence. The center is locked down when we arrive. Janet's outside with the kids who were still there for the late program. Marco's team has already secured the building. One of them approaches Vincent, holding an evidence bag. Inside, a manila envelope. My name written in Cyrillic script. Vincent opens it carefully. Inside is a single photograph. The woman from the warehouse, the one Vincent saved. She's sitting in what looks like a cafe drinking coffee, laughing with someone off camera, alive, safe, happy. On the back, a message in English this time, Dimitri's handwriting. You saved one, but there are thousands more. How many can Vincent Moretti protect before he breaks? Before you break? Before everyone you love becomes collateral damage in a war you started? The threat is clear, elegant, devastating. Dimitri isn't going to attack directly. He's going to make me watch as the consequences of my choices ripple outward, make me calculate acceptable losses, make me become what I'm fighting against, or break trying to stay who I am. He's right, I whisper. I can't save everyone, can't protect all of them. Eventually, someone I love gets hurt because of choices I made, because I chose you, because I refused to stay invisible. Emma. Vincent's voice cuts through my spiral. Look at me. I do. His eyes are fierce, determined, absolutely certain. Dimitri's trying to make you doubt, trying to make you small again, invisible, afraid. Because women like you, women who refuse to be leverage, who demand protection on their own terms, who help other women escape, you're dangerous to men like him. You disrupt the system, change the math, make it harder for them to operate. So yes, he'll try to break you. Try to make you think your existence causes harm. But he's wrong. Your existence saves lives, changes lives, matters. But the woman in the photo is alive because I said no. Because you made me see her as a person instead of an asset. One woman saved is one woman who gets to choose her future. That's not nothing. That's everything. Vincent's hands frame my face. You don't get to carry Dimitri's sins as your own. You don't get to take responsibility for the violence he chooses. Your job is to keep choosing life. Keep choosing protection. Keep being the woman who makes monsters uncomfortable. And my job? My job is to make sure you survive long enough to change the world. The words settle into me, reshape something fundamental. Because he's right. I've been so focused on not being leverage that I forgot I can be a weapon. Not violence, strategy, disruption. The thing that makes their system harder to maintain. Every woman I help escape is a crack in their foundation. Every choice I make to be visible and powerful and protected is a threat to the way they operate. What do we do? I ask. How do we fight someone who fights by hurting innocent people? We make it cost more than it's worth. Vincent's smile is sharp, predatory, beautiful in its certainty. Dimitri thinks hurting people you care about will make you compliant. We prove him wrong. We protect everyone. We make his threats impossible to execute. And we do it so thoroughly that other families learn you're not worth targeting. That the cost of threatening you exceeds any possible benefit. That's war. That's survival. And you're worth it. He makes calls, mobilizes resources. Within an hour, every family connected to my center has security. Every child, every parent, every staff member. It's excessive, expensive. Exactly the kind of protection that makes a statement. That says, this woman is untouchable. Her people are untouchable. Attack at your own risk. We drive back to the loft as dawn starts breaking. The city is waking up. Coffee shops opening. People heading to jobs that don't involve calculating acceptable losses or negotiating with monsters. Normal people living normal lives. I can't have a normal life anymore, I say. Can I? Not after this. Not after choosing you. No. But you can have something better. You can have a life that matters. That changes things. That makes monsters think twice before hurting people. Vincent looks at me. His expression is open. Honest. I won't lie to you, Emma. Being with me means danger, means constant calculation, means accepting that we can't save everyone but we'll save as many as we can. It means living in the gray space between right and wrong and making peace with the fact that we're doing the best we can with impossible choices. And if I can't make peace with it, if I wake up one day and realize I've become someone I don't recognize, then you leave. And I let you go. Because love without choice is just another cage. His hand finds mine. But Emma, I don't think you'll want to leave. I think you'll want to stay and fight and change the world from inside the system instead of outside it. I think you've finally found the place where your compassion and your rage can coexist, where you can be soft and hard in the same breath, where you can love people and protect them with equal ferocity. He's right. God help me, he's right. I've spent my whole adult life trying to be only one thing, the helper, the healer, the one who fixes without breaking. But I'm more than that. I'm also the woman who survived Marcus, who chose to exile him instead of destroying him, who learned to shoot and calculate and make impossible choices. I'm both. And with Vincent, I get to be both. At the loft, we shower together. It's intimate, but not sexual. Just two people washing away the night's tension, existing in proximity, learning each other's scars and stories. His back is a map of old violence, knife wounds, bullet scars, the history of a man who survived when he shouldn't have. I trace them with gentle fingers, these markers of resilience. Each one is a story, he says quietly. Each one is a choice I made that led to pain but also survival. I don't regret them. Do you regret anything? Not protecting my mother, not being strong enough or smart enough or ruthless enough to save her. He turns, looks at me with eyes that carry decades of guilt. That's why I protect you so fiercely. Why I'll never let anyone use you the way they used her. Because I failed her. But I won't fail you. Vincent. I kiss his scarred shoulder. His jaw. His mouth. You were 8 years old. You couldn't have saved her. That's not failure. That's just being a child in an impossible situation. I know. Intellectually. But the guilt doesn't care about logic. Then we carry it together. Your guilt about your mother. My guilt about opening the door for Marcus. We carry it and we use it. We let it make us better at protecting people instead of letting it paralyze us. We dry off. Get into bed. The sun is fully up now, streaming through the windows, turning the loft gold and warm. Vincent holds me, my back to his chest, his arm secure around my waist. We should sleep. Should rest before the next crisis. But instead, we just exist here, suspended in morning light, two damaged people building something functional out of broken pieces. I love you, I whisper. Not maybe. Not almost. I love you, Vincent Moretti. I love your scars and your calculations and the way you make impossible choices look easy. I love that you gave me agency when you could have just taken control. I love that you see me, all of me, and choose to stay anyway. His arm tightens. His breath catches. When he speaks, his voice is rough with emotion. Say it again. I love you. Again. I love you. I turn in his arms, face him, kiss him with everything I have. I love you and I'm choosing you and I'm choosing this life. Not because I have to. Not because you saved me. But because together we're more than we are separately. Because you make me braver and I make you kinder. Because we're building something that matters. He kisses me back like I'm oxygen. Like I'm the first good thing that's ever happened to him. And maybe I am. Maybe we both are. First good things. Finding each other in the wreckage. Building something new out of the ruins. We make love slowly. Carefully. Learning each other's bodies the way we learned each other's damage. With patience and attention, and the understanding that some things can't be rushed. It's nothing like Marcus. Nothing like violence or control or the theft of autonomy. This is choice. This is partnership. This is two people saying yes to each other, fully aware of the costs, choosing it anyway. After, we lie tangled together, sweaty and satisfied and more ourselves than we've ever been. Vincent traces patterns on my skin. Lazy, content, almost peaceful. What happens now? I ask. Dimitri's still out there, still a threat. How does this end? We make him irrelevant. We build our defenses so strong that threatening you becomes pointless. We protect so many people that he can't find leverage. And eventually, he moves on to easier targets. Or, Vincent's voice goes cold, we remove him entirely. Make him an example of what happens to people who threaten what's mine. That's murder. That's protection. And it's my choice, not yours. You don't have to approve. You just have to trust that I'll do what's necessary to keep you safe. I should argue, should invoke principles. But I'm too tired and too honest. I trust you. And I know what that means. Know what you're offering to do. To become, for me, for us. His hand covers my heart. Feel that? That's what matters. Not philosophy or morality or what other people think. Just this. Your heart beating, your breath in your lungs, your life continuing. Everything else is negotiable. We sleep finally, deep and dreamless. When I wake, it's afternoon. Vincent's gone, but there's a note. Had to handle business. Marco's outside if you need anything. I'll be home by 6. We're having dinner with Danny tonight. He's 3 days clean and asking for you. Love you. V. I smile. Get dressed. Look around this loft that's becoming mine. Our space. Not a cage or a fortress. Just home. The harbor outside is busy with boats and commerce and life continuing. The city moves forward, unaware that up here, I'm being transformed, that I'm becoming someone new. My phone rings. Janet. Her voice is excited. Emma. The new security protocols. They're amazing. The parents feel safe. The kids feel protected. And we got a major donation, anonymous, that's funding our programming for the next 5 years. Was that? Probably, I say. Accept it. Use it. Make those kids' lives better. You've changed, she says. Not bad. Just different. Stronger, maybe. Whatever's happening in your life, it's working. I look at myself in the mirror. She's right. I have changed. There are still shadows under my eyes, but they're paired with steel in my gaze. Still softness in my mouth, but also determination in my jaw. I'm both things now, soft and hard, compassionate and calculating. Emma the social worker and Emma who loves a man who kills to protect what matters. Yeah, I tell Janet, it's working. That night, Vincent and I visit Danny in rehab. He looks better, clearer, the desperate edge gone from his eyes. When he sees us together, sees Vincent's hand on my back, my body leaning into his, understanding dawns. You're together, Danny says. Like, really together. Yeah, I tell him. Really together. Is he? Danny looks at Vincent. Are you good to her? Because she's all I have, and if you hurt her, I won't. Vincent's voice is certain. Gentle. Your sister saved me in ways she doesn't even understand yet. I'm not letting her go. And I'm not letting anything happen to either of you. That's a promise. Danny nods. Believes him. Because everyone believes Vincent when he makes promises. Because his word is currency in a world where nothing else is reliable. We have dinner at the facility. Talk about Danny's recovery. About the job waiting for him when he's ready. About building a life that doesn't depend on gambling or shortcuts or borrowed money. About second chances and how rare they are and how much they cost. Driving home, Vincent's hand finds mine on the center console. Thank you, he says. For what? For letting me be part of your family. For letting me protect your brother when I couldn't protect my mother. For giving me purpose beyond just survival. You gave me the same thing. Purpose. Protection. A reason to be strong instead of just surviving. We pull up to my apartment, not the loft. My space. Vincent walks me to my door. Kisses me goodnight like a normal boyfriend. Like we're normal people having a normal relationship. Stay, I say. Not at your place. Here, in my normal apartment with my normal life. Show me you can exist in my world too, not just me in yours. He smiles, follows me inside, looks around at my small space, my thrift store furniture, my life that costs nothing and means everything. He doesn't judge, doesn't compare it to his expensive loft. Just sits on my couch and pulls me beside him and exists here like he belongs. I could get used to this, he says. The normal life. Coming home to you. Being someone you choose every day instead of someone you need. You're both, and that's okay. I kiss him. We're allowed to be complicated. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. My stomach drops. But it's not Dimitri. It's Irina. A photo of a positive pregnancy test. A message. Made it to Vancouver. Starting over. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a choice. I show Vincent. He reads it, nods slowly. One woman saved, he says. One life changed. See? You're already making a difference. We're making a difference. I correct. Together. And we are. Two broken people. Building something functional out of impossible choices and dangerous love. Protecting what matters. Saving who we can. Living in the gray space between right and wrong and making peace with the fact that sometimes, most times, that's enough. Outside my window, Boston continues, unaware that here, in this small apartment, something revolutionary is happening. Two people choosing each other, choosing to fight, choosing to protect and love and transform, costs be damned. I borrowed a pen once. Thought it meant nothing. Turns out it meant everything. It meant finding someone who sees damage as beauty, who respects agency as much as protection, who loves fiercely enough to let me go and strong enough to fight beside me when I choose to stay. I'm staying. Not because I have to. Because I want to. Because this, us, is worth every risk. Every compromise. Every moment where I have to choose between who I was and who I'm becoming. I choose becoming. I choose Vincent. I choose us. And somewhere in the city, Dmitry Volkov is learning that threatening me costs more than it's worth. That some women can't be leveraged, can't be broken, can only be loved by men strong enough to let them be dangerous. I'm dangerous now. Soft and hard, compassionate and ruthless. The woman who walked away from fear and walked toward choice. Toward love. Toward a life that matters. And I'm never looking back. If you made it to the end of this story, let us know in the comments which city you're watching from, and click the yellow bell to subscribe to the channel and support us. Keep the adventure going by clicking on the suggested video on your screen. Tentar novamente.